What's going on YouTube? It's Jody Black here, and I'm back again with another video. Today I'm excited because I got the top 3 credit cards for you guys with a lot of research. I think I came up with the best 3 credit cards for beginners. So let's find out. All right, so before we get into the 3 credit cards that I want to talk to you about today, I want to talk about bringing value, about building your score when you get these credit cards. So the first thing I want to talk about is monitoring your credit score. So if you're somebody with a lower end credit score, you want to monitor that, see how you're adding value, especially with the information I'm going to be giving you with these 3 credit cards. The best I find with that is, the apps like Credit Karma. You can find these all over the web, but you definitely want to monitor your credit score along this journey. So the second bit of information I want to talk about is non-annual fee credit cards. Through this list that we talk about, you'll see that I'm talking about non-annual fee credit cards only. We don't need to jump into the annual fee credit cards just yet because we want to get all the offers we can get with the non-annual fee credit cards when we first start. So the third bit of information I want to talk about is paying your statement balance in full. When that statement balance comes, you do not want to be paying interest. I won't talk about interest in this video as far as the interest that these credit card companies offer, but I want to tell you, stay away from the interest rate on these credit cards. You want to pay in full, and how you get away from that is having that on auto pay. So when statement balance does come up, you want to have that on auto pay so you don't have to worry about it, and your credit limit will increase. So number one, like I said, you want to see what your credit score is and how it's increasing with these topics that I want to talk to you about today, and also just auto pay, having that thing paid off so you don't have to worry. So with these credit cards I'll talk about today, after you choose one that you think fits best for you, you want to add another credit card 6 months later after you get your first credit card, okay? That's going to bring value to your credit score that a lot of people won't tell you. So you want to wait 6 months, get another credit card in this list for beginners, and then you want to continue after that. Now, this is a topic that I want you to pay attention to and really listen closely to. So a credit limit increase. You're going to ask this credit card issuer for a credit card increase simply because if, say you have a $1,000 credit limit, right? And you spend $500 of that credit limit, that means that you're 50% credit utilization on that credit card, which is very, very bad. You want to stay about 30%, under 30%. This is what these credit card issuers tell you. This is what the credit bureaus tell you, but really you should be staying under 10%. Meaning if you got a $10,000 credit limit, you should really stay under $1,000. But what you want to do is ask for a credit limit increase. This is the value I want to bring you. Ask for a credit limit increase so that you can stay below that credit limit, and then you'll be looking good for those 3 credit bureaus, so your credit score can increase. As I touched on before, and I know I keep saying this, but it's a beautiful thing to talk about. If you want anything worth owning in the United States, you're going to have a good credit payment history and a good credit score. One thing I want to end this with so we can get into the video on what the top 3 credit cards is for beginners is consistency. You want to stay consistent with your plan, right? You want to get into every 6 months you get you a new credit card, stay below that utilization line, which is 30%, but really stay below that 20% or 10%, sorry. And every topic that I just discussed, you really want to keep that in mind. So let's get into the video. Let's talk about the 3 credit cards that you should be getting today as a beginner. So let's talk about the first one, which is the Discover Secure card. And what is a secure card? Say you have $200 and you want a credit card. You'll send over, after applying for this credit, you'll send over to the credit card company $200 as a deposit to use their credit card. Now, don't worry, you will get this $200 back if you just listen to these steps that I have to tell you today. Now, if you're new to credit, this is the perfect card for you because you'll be able to build your credit score with that deposit of whatever you want to put on there. You have to put at least $200 of a deposit to use or open this account. So just keep that in mind when you're talking about whatever age you're at, especially if you're new to credit, you're 18, 19, 20 years old. you want to have above a $200 deposit so you can get this Discover It credit card. So as you see here on the screen, Discover It credit card is going to give you 2% cash back at gas stations and also at grocery stores. What's amazing about Discover is that they'll actually match at the end of the year everything that you're getting cash back on. Okay, so if you get $300 cash back with this credit card at the end of the year, Discover will actually match that. So now you have $600 at the end of the year to receive as cash back. And there's no limit to that, which is amazing. Now with this credit card, you'll get 1% cash back on all other purchases. So if you are someone with no credit score at all, or your credit score is around a 600, if you want to apply for this credit card, this does no harm to your credit score. I know with some different credit cards, it might do a soft pull on your credit history, but as far as this credit card goes, Discover says it on their website that this doesn't do any harm to your credit score. I mentioned this before, but just specifically talking about the Discover It secured card, after about 7 months, Discover will look at the activity as far as you paying your credit card back. And if you're doing really well with this, they'll automatically upgrade you or ask you if you want to be upgraded to the Discover It credit card. And this is where you'll get better benefits. So let's talk about the Discover It credit card right now. So as I said before, this Discover It credit card has a no annual fee. With all these credit cards that I talk about today, they don't have any annual fees, and you want to look at that when you're first beginning to build your credit. So with the Discover It credit card, what I find beautiful is that you'll get 5%, which is probably the most you'll get with any credit card nowadays. 5% cash back on specific categories quarterly. So if you're talking about January through March, you're going to get 5% cash back on the categories that they choose. Now this is a beautiful credit card to start off. This Discover It credit card, they'll match dollar for dollar everything that you've got cash back on at the end of the year. So like I said before, you get $300 cash back with this credit card. At the end of the year, they'll match that, which is amazing. With a debit card, you can't do that. If you watch my first video, you know I'm completely against debit cards. I tell you to nix it, just get rid of it. With a Discover It credit card, you can have a cash back match dollar for dollar. With the debit card, you can't do that. Now, ditch that debit card for good. Like I said, I have the Discover It credit card. I love it because right now for grocery stores, I'm getting 5% cash back. I know in the last couple of weeks, I've burnt some chicken here. I've boiled a little bit too much of the broccoli where I had to throw it away. So the 5% is great for me because learning how to cook here has been difficult for me, and 5% cash back is great. Like I said before, you can't do that with a debit card. You're not gonna get 5% at a grocery store. So this is why I tell you right now, along with the first video, and I hope you go watch that, is that you gotta get rid of that debit card for good, because 5% cash back at a grocery store is amazing. So with this card, I believe I mentioned it before, as long with the secure card, you'll get 1% cash back on all other purchases. Now let's talk about a credit card that I think is very, very interesting, and that's the Pedal 2 credit card. Now, I always talk about cash back and no annual fees when it comes to credit cards. Pedal 2 is a credit card that does not have any annual fees and does offer cash back, but it's not as good as the Discover. Now, it made it to this list because it is very beginner friendly if you're talking about building credit. It's probably one of the best credit cards to build credit if you're not talking about a secure credit card. So this credit card offers 1 to 1.5% cash. Now, obviously, you're not going to get a $10,000 credit limit when you first start off with this card, but they do offer $300 to $10,000 credit limit, and this is great for when you're first starting up. Like I said, they have no annual fee, but they have no fees at all associated with this credit card. And that's one thing you want to think about when you're talking about international trips or anything like that that you see that you get fees on for your regular bank account credit cards. But this Pedal 2 credit card has no annual fees. You get $300 to $10,000 credit limit, and you're talking about 1 to 1.5% cash back. Now, added on to that cash back, you'll get 2 to 10% cash back on select merchants. Now, these merchants you'll see is merchants that might be very, very close to you in location. So this is very, very good credit card as far as if you're thinking about getting the app. Obviously, if you think about getting a credit card, you're thinking about getting the app. And in that app, you'll see locations to see where the closest merchants are for you to get 2% to 10% cash back on your purchases. So that's wonderful. So an incentive that they give you, which I also think is amazing, is 1.5 cash back when you're being responsible and you're paying this credit card back. Now, obviously, this is what I talk about on this channel a lot, is paying your credit card back on time so you don't get that interest built up on the money that you already owe. So obviously, 1.5% cash back once you pay back is a great incentive. So I touched on it a little bit before. Why do I think that this is such a great card for beginners? Is because this credit card company doesn't actually look at your credit score. Pedal actually looks at your income, your savings history, and also your spending history. So this is important to when you want to apply for this card. Make sure that you're saving a little bit of money here and there, and you're not spending crazy amounts of money on sneakers, like I said, and you're bringing in some type of income when you're talking about this card. This card is for beginners, so obviously you don't have to have a crazy amount of income. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about applying for this. So obviously this is allowing for you to have better approval when applying for this card. So this is a great card for beginners. So like other cards, and obviously the last card I want to talk about, this allows you to track your score. This also allows you to set a budget associated with the Pedal 2 card. What I also think about is pretty neat with this card is that with the app, it allows you to see what you're subscribed to as far as what you're paying off with this Pedal credit card. And Pedal app actually gives you a recommendation of things that you should probably get away from so you can save money with this app and with this credit card. So it's definitely working on your side. Obviously, if you're not paying money back to this credit card, this is how they make money off of you. So you want to keep that in mind, but this card is definitely working on your side. If you're someone with low credit, or if you're someone that doesn't have a credit score at all, 18, 19 years old, this is the card for you. So card number 3, to end it all, let's talk about it. This is going to be fairly simple. The Citi Double Cash. Now, you'll probably hear this a lot on YouTube, or you probably even in your search amongst credit card. The Citi Double Cash is simple. So every time you make a payment, you get 1% back. Every time you pay that payment off, you'll get 1%. So that's the Citi Double Cash card all in one. You paying for candles at Target. Now you at the statement balance, you're paying that candle off and what you paid for. And that's your 2% cash back. So that's the Citi Double Cash card. It's not much associated to the Citi Double Cash card, but let's talk about a couple other key points. So obviously, like I said before, you want to stay away from non-annual fee credit cards when you are beginning your credit journey. This is a card that has no annual fee at all. And with this card, there is no limit to the amount of cash back you can receive on the Citi Double Cash card. So this is my third option. It's not an option that's super extravagant, if you will, like the Discover It credit card or the secured. But you know, you pay for something, cash back. You pay that something off, cash back. Citi Double Cash, easy as that. But before we go, briefly, I want to talk about a credit card that definitely is honorable mention credit card that might be a little bit harder to get, but if you can, try for it anyway, and that is the Chase Freedom Flex. What does the Chase Freedom Flex offer? So what does the Chase Freedom Flex offer? Why is it on honorable mention? $200 cash back on a sign-on bonus after you spend $500 in the first 3 months. You giving me free money? That's easy. What do you spend on a daily? If you're some type of adult, toothpaste, right? Utilities, this camera that you're behind, you starting up a YouTube, whatever the case may be, you have to spend $500 in 3 months to get $200 back. That means that you are getting free money. This credit card, you have no annual fee. I'm a I'm a guy that tells you right off the bat, you want to go with these credit cards that have no annual fees. In later videos, I'll tell you about some credit cards that you probably should get with no annual fees, but those probably be American Express credit cards that I have, that I love, that I'll mention to you in other videos. So with this credit card, as you can see on the website, you're fully protected with this credit card. As you seen in my first video, why you should ditch your debit card for good. Obviously, with this credit card, you're fully protected as you see me scroll through the protections on this credit card. So like the Discover It credit card that I discussed before in this video, this credit card is going to give you 5% cash back when you're talking about categories that they've selected for you. So with this credit card, it's definitely very, very good, just like this Discover credit card. But this is a credit card that might look at your credit score a little differently when applying for this credit card. So that's just something that you want to keep up in your mind, that they might do a soft pull on your credit card or credit score to see if you can even apply for this credit card. But if you're somebody with a 650 to 680, you shouldn't really worry about getting this credit card. You might be able to get this credit card, and it's a credit card that you definitely want to keep in your mind. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope that you'll get one of these 3 credit cards. If you enjoyed this video, please comment down below. If you enjoyed this video as well, please hit the like button. Please, please, please tell everybody about me. Please subscribe, please subscribe, please subscribe. And thank you for watching this video. Peace.